everyone, Nicole Steckline, Technical Agronomist for DeKalb and Asgrow in Northeast Iowa. Just when you thought you were off the hook and you could sit back, relax, and watch this crop mature, I find yet another reason to send you back out there. This time, I want to talk about stalks. I'm going out and evaluating plots. Corn looks pretty good so far. We've got a lot of potential out there. However, our moisture-filled growing season has been great for yield potential, but it's also been great for disease formation. So, things that I'm starting to see now, when you're walking through and checking on stalks, you can start seeing this discoloration, kind of these streaks on the outside. Open these stalks up. Open these stalks up, and then you can start to see the discoloration and the rot of the pith between the nodes. So what we've got right here is anthracnose stalk rot, probably our most prevalent and common stalk rot here in Northeast Iowa. Anthracnose likes these wet growing conditions as well as cloudy days, which we've had plenty of during grain fill. So keep an eye out for anthracnose stalk rot, and wouldn't be surprised at all if we start seeing it show up here in a lot of other fields. Another thing that we've been seeing a lot more common in Northeast Iowa the last couple of years has been Physoderma brown spot and Physoderma stalk rot. So this year, haven't seen a whole lot of the leaf symptomology as Physoderma brown spot, but that doesn't mean that it's out there. So Physoderma is a fungal pathogen that really likes free water. It needs free water like Pythium does because it has a flagella on it and it needs to be able to swim around to infect that plant. So we've had ample moisture this year to let that fungus become mobile. And we've had a lot of it these last couple of years, which has just been increasing our inoculum load in the soil. So I've got three stalks here that show just a different progression. It's not like a typical stalk rot like anthracnose, what we're used to seeing when we get the rotting in between the nodes of the stalk and making it end up breaking in between the nodes. What we've got here with the Physoderma is, we kind of call it the black circle of death, where it will rot around the outside of the stalk, around the node. And so when you go out and you do your push tests, or when you get that big wind, or you go in there with a Hagee or something like that and put a little bit of stress on that stalk, it'll snap right at the node, typically 2 to 3 nodes above the soil surface. On this stalk right here, it hasn't kind of made that complete circle yet. This one, we've got where we've had the completion of that circle, which is going to make it much more likely to break off in a wind or when you hit it with a snoot. And then we're also seeing the death of that nodal tissue all the way through. And then here I've got one where death of the plant has already been starting to occur. You can see other rots, also some bacterial rots on the outside starting to break down that plant tissue. We can see where we've got the discoloration all the way around the node. It's completed the circle, and the node tissue is starting to turn brown and rot away. Now, when you very carefully take your knife, and I like to stick it in right where that ear goes in, right where the ear goes in, it makes a really nice, even cut down the center of that stalk. And we open it up, and we can see where we've got infection of more nodes here, and then we've also got rot of the pith tissue, and now also the vascular tissue. So those are 2 stalk rots that I'm starting to see the most of at this point. I'm also going to not be all that surprised if we start to see diplodia. Diplodia was very prevalent last year. We saw it a lot in our ear rots. And I have started to see some ear rots. So we've got a lot of yield potential out there, a lot of reason to be excited for this growing season. So we've got the yield out there. Let's not let it hit the ground because we aren't checking for stalk rots and stalk standability. So get out there and start doing some push tests. As always, call or email with questions.